Next on Worcester News Tonight, Worcester police are investigating a fatal stabbing in the city. Plus, a longtime leader passes away. How the community is remembering Brian O'Connell tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Cam Jandro. A stabbing in Worcester's Greendale neighborhood leaves one dead and one in custody. Worcester police say when they arrived on scene, a man was suffering a stab wound on his chest. Our Gretchen LaRosa joins us live now with more. Gretchen?
Cam, police responded to this home on Dixfield Street just before 9 a.m. A 911 caller reported the stabbing. As you can see, investigators are still on scene right now. They say a man in his 40s was found suffering from a stab wound. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead a short time later. Police took the man's 32-year-old girlfriend into custody. The Worcester Police Department says the victim and the suspect had been dating for more than 3 years.
His girlfriend of about 3.5 years, Jennifer Algarin, was placed under arrest at the scene. She's 32 years old. She was charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon at the time. It's potential for those charges to be upgraded if the ME determines it was a homicide.
It's shocking because I didn't hear anything previous. There was never a problem. But you know what, you never know, you know.
Again, there's been no official murder charge at this time. Lieutenant Sean Murtha says he expects the suspect will be arraigned on Monday. In Worcester, Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
Sad news today. Longtime school committee member Brian O'Connell has passed away. Friends and colleagues say his commitment to the schools and city will live on. Our Chandler Walsh spoke to them about the type of person O'Connell was and how he should be remembered. Chandler?
Cam, both the mayor and city manager sent out statements this morning offering their condolences. O'Connell was born and raised in Worcester. His colleagues and former colleagues say he was brilliant, caring, hardworking, and will be missed.
It was a huge shock this morning.
I still haven't dealt with it.
The community mourns the loss of Worcester School Committee member Brian O'Connell. One of the longest elected officials in the history of Worcester, the committee was concerned when O'Connell wasn't at Thursday night's meeting.
Brian is at every meeting, and so when he didn't show up last night, I think it raised questions, and I think people then were following through to see where he might have been, and he wasn't answering his phone.
Authorities conducted a wellness check, and shortly after, O'Connell was pronounced dead. O'Connell was elected into the school committee in 1983 and known for active involvement and dedication throughout his 18 terms.
One of the smartest people that I've seen in government. And I don't think he could be identified as a politician. He was more of a public servant.
When we saw that coming up on the agenda, when there were perhaps 8 or 10 items filed, we would make the comment that we're entering the O'Connell zone.
O'Connell grew up on Worcester Academy's campus, his father a well-known science teacher. O'Connell kept a close relationship with the school.
He was a warm and generous person. He gave so much to Worcester Academy, and he gave so much to the Worcester community.
This year, Worcester Academy inducted him into their Hall of Fame.
That ended up being one of the best decisions we made in the past year, and I know how much he enjoyed and appreciated it.
Those who worked alongside O'Connell for years have no doubt he would have continued into another elected term, and say the school committee and city won't be the same without him.
He dedicated his life to the city of Worcester and the public schools, and I think it's a remarkable level of service that he brought to us all.
O'Connell was running for his 19th term on the school committee. Many say his seat is irreplaceable. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, it was a sunny and breezy fall day here in central Massachusetts. Let's get a check of our first forecast of the weekend.
Hey there, good evening to you. I'm meteorologist Pamela Gardner. Well, this weekend, beautiful weather in store for us. The wind continues to diminish in intensity, and we'll have typical October temperatures, so add that on the checklist. More sunshine expected on Saturday as we approach peak conditions around Boston for the fall foliage, but we are at peak across Worcester County for this weekend. Storms, rain, not on the checklist. We keep it dry for the rest of this evening across Worcester and Leominster. Temperatures will be in the 40s and no rain moving in. In fact, the clouds that have hung tough all afternoon will slowly erode away. And with the clearing skies overnight, temperatures will fall into the 30s, but rebounding nicely by late Saturday morning, back in the 40s. Overnight lows hitting about 38 degrees in the Worcester area, 36 degrees in Fitchburg, and a frosty start for some. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll have some mid to upper 50s for highs and beautiful sunshine. Head of the Charles going on this weekend. If you're happening to go to Boston for that, I'll have your full weekend outlook, plus what's going on with Tropical Storm Nestor in the Gulf.
A local author has released a book on former state representative John Fresolo and his resignation from office in 2013. Author Richard Wright's new book, The John Fresolo Saga, includes details surrounding Fresolo's resignation and allegations made by a Fresolo aide. Fresolo had just won re-election when the state's ethics committee launched an investigation into allegations of inappropriate photos in Fresolo's email and his use of travel per diems. Wright, who says he conducted his own investigation, argues that there was a conspiracy in the State House to force Fresolo out.
Well, political legacy and also my name and my family's name. My name, my reputation. It definitely was scarred by what people, the rumors that people heard. And this book allows people to know the truth, what exactly went on.
There were dozens of witnesses, all of whom I've pursued and interviewed to find out what really happened, because there's no taping, no transcription, no recording of any kind of what goes on. I have it, and that's what's in the book.
In 2016, Fresolo launched a last-minute bid for his former seat, now occupied by Daniel Donahue. The John Fresolo saga was released earlier this month. It is available at the Worcester Public Library. A trip over to Europe could soon be much easier for Worcester County residents. JetBlue, which flies from Worcester to JFK, has announced a partnership with Norwegian Airlines. It will allow passengers to book flights on both airlines with just one reservation. Then you can seamlessly change planes during the international connection. The service is expected to start next summer. Ticket sales will start early next year. The Worcester Fire Department is getting some new technology aimed at keeping firefighters safe while on the job. Thermal cameras will be the latest addition to the Worcester Fire Department. The department received $213,000 from the Federal Emergency Management Agency to purchase 23 thermal imaging cameras. The cameras will allow firefighters to track and keep it from growing inside. Deputy Chief Andrew White says it's a benefit to both citizens and firefighters.
This allows us to see through the smoke, so we get a thermal image as to what's going on. We pick up what could be a downed citizen, a downed firefighter, or fire extending up a wall. So this is a really good, beneficial tool, not only for the citizens of Worcester, but the residents of Worcester, but the firefighters too. We have a firefighter that goes down, we're able to find them within the smoky confines of the room and get them out of the building.
The cameras will be located in each fire truck in the city. Deputy Chief White says the fire department has set up a committee to test different thermal cameras to see which one would be the best fit for the department. An update on a devastating fire on Water Street in Worcester. Flames ripped through and destroyed this building just last week. K&M Plumbing Supply was a business on the first floor. We spoke with one of the owners of the business Friday, and they say they're still operating and conducting business. However, their office phone is still down.